But I ran into a little bit of a problem that my project was way too big. As in, way too big. Good day everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mariette, also known as the Boervrou, and this is episode 22 of the Crafty Stitches Podcast. Today is the 16th of October 2022, and I'm coming to you from South Africa. Wow, episode 22, that's amazing. I was thinking this morning, the wind has been blowing a lot today. It actually calmed down a little bit at 11 o'clock, but yeah, the wind's been blowing and it's been very hot for the last few days, even though today is a bit more manageable. But anyway, let's get straight into this episode. I have a lot to share with you, and let's start with what I'm wearing, which is also a finished object. So this finished object is my tip top tank by Maker Designs, which I have made in this South African hand-dyed 100% cotton yarn from Moya, and it is 135 meters on 50 grams, and as I said, it is 100% cotton. So I'm sure returning viewers would have seen this project a few times, but in case you have never seen it before, I will just quickly stand up and show you what it looks like and the colors of the top. So this is the tip top tank. I hope that you can see it. So this color is African mauve, apple and bubblegum. And the brown color in between is burnt fudge. Right, so this, as you can see, I don't usually wear v-neck tops, but anyway, for me this is a little bit low cut, but anyway, I'm loving this top. It's nice and cool actually. And I have added on the inside of the seam, I have added I don't know if I'll be able to show you, a piece of cotton with I think you call them snaps. So it's sewn on the one side. So if this is the piece of cotton band, it's sewn on the one side, and it's got a little snap that's sewn onto the cotton band and then onto the top, so that you can put your bra strap inside and snip it together. So that helps to keep the straps on the bra straps, so that the bra straps don't come out. But anyway, so that I've added to it. And then I have knit this project on 4.5mm needles, and I think I used just over 200 grams, like 210, 211. I'm not exactly sure. It is in my project pages down below. I just know that 4 balls would have been just too little for this project. Anyway, so I'm very, very pleased with this. I think I'm going to try and make more of these sleeveless garments. Anyway, all right, so I have 2 more finished objects for this episode. The second finished object is one that I am very happy about, and that is this lemon yellow baby jacket. I know on screen it looks very white, but it is a pale yellow green, yellow green, a pale light yellow. I'm not sure if that will be able to to be yellow, but anyway. So I finished the jacket, second sleeve, and I have added the buttons here at the top, and the project is done. I was very discouraged when I finished it and I turned it around to fold it up. I saw that it had pink spots on it. So I soaked it in biological detergent for 24 hours, and then I washed it out and it came out clean. So I was very happy about that. This is made from 100% acrylic yarn. It is called Owl Baby, and it is a 3-ply, which is a little bit thinner than, I would say, thinner than sock yarn. But anyway, and yes, this was one of the projects out of my whip bin that I decided to finish, and this one will be off to its new home next week. So I'm very pleased about it. This project was supposed to be done last month, but I didn't get to it, so it is done now, and I'm very happy about it. Right, so that is my second finished object. My third finished object is my socks. So I had a finished sock before, and then in the last episode I just started this sock because it is knit toe up, and I actually finished the whole sock. So I now have a pair of socks, which I am super happy about. So this socks is my own pattern, which I am calling DB Stripey Seaside socks. It was inspired by my own romantic seaside holidays and seashells, and I have a whole video on YouTube about my inspiration for this pattern. And we are currently doing a make along for the month of October called Socktober 2022, and I will link the video for you down below. You are still more than welcome to join, but I will talk about a little bit more about it in the news section. But this is my finished object, so now I have another pair of socks that I can wear. I'm super excited. These are so beautiful. I'm loving this. It's gorgeous. I love it. Alright, so let me take out this stitch marker. This is a stitch marker by Itsy Klein, which was made for Little Yarn Craft, which is my local yarn store, where I got this as a gift. The sock blockers is also from Little Yarn Craft. This is the medium size. Anyway, right. So that is my 3 finished objects for this month. I didn't say I knit these socks with all of the yarn in the socks is Naughty Habit Kaiser yarns, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's got 366 meters on 100 grams. And then I used 2.25 millimeter needles for this project, and I used 9-inch Chiagu circular needles, which I also got from Little Yarn Craft. But yes, that is all of this yarn is Naughty Habit yarns. Right, so that is all of my finished objects for this episode. So let's move over to whoops. My first whip is my lace, which I am making for my pantry shelves. I am using this 100% acrylic yarn from my stash. And I am making 6 pieces of this lace, and each piece is 4 meters long, and I've already completed 5 pieces. This is my 6th and last piece that I'm currently making. So this is what the lace looks like if you look at it up close. Gorgeous, gorgeous lace. And then in the previous episode I just started it. I was still at like 1 repeat, where I added this stitch marker, which I'm using as a progress keeper. This one is by Mariette from Pincushion Crafts. And let me just move it up. Yes, and I am on schedule with my lace for once. I was thinking of not doing the lace this month because of the sock along, but I decided to just bite the bullet and get this project done, because I still, even if the lace are finished, I still have some work to do, whereas I think I only added the thumbtacks to 2 shelves, so I need to do 4 more shelves before I can even hang this up. And I would like to get it finished and on the shelves actually by the end of the year, so we shall see. But that is the lace and the progress on that. I do have a video for how I make this lace on the channel. I will link it down below for you. And I am using a 2.25mm clover hook for this project. Clover hooks are my favorite at present. Alright, so that is my first whip. My second whip is my waving lace top by Hohi Locatelli, which I am making for the Hohi Fall Cal 2022. I started the project when the make along started. I think it was the 1st of September, but I ran into a little bit of a problem that my project was way too big, as in way too big. Anyway, so I didn't rip it out yet, because I just want to compare gauge and that type of thing. I'll rip it out a little bit later and reuse the yarn in the project. So I actually restarted the project. So this piece was made with a 3.5mm needle, even though the pattern suggests a 3.25, and on my gauge swatch I was out with 1 stitch, and then when I actually washed, blocked and measured this knitting piece, I don't know what I did with my gauge swatch, but I think it is out with 5 stitches. I think 5 stitches, something like that, but never mind. So I restarted the project with 3mm needles without making a new gauge swatch, because this was not going to work. I was thinking, I think 2.5mm needles is too small, and the only needle sizes that I actually own at present is 2.5, 3 and 3.5, so I do not have the in-between sizes. So I just started with my 3mm needles, and very soon realized I need a shorter cable, so I added it to a shorter cable, and this is what I have done so far. And again, I haven't washed and blocked it, I just kept on knitting. Maybe I should do that very soon, because I mean, I have knitted a ton on this, and yes, I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't fit, but I've put this on my barber cords and I put it on and it seems to be good. And I actually decided to not do the A-line shaping, because there is going to be like pleats. I think it's pleats, I don't know, like little gathers at the bust and at the back. So I thought, let me just try this out. So we shall see how this one goes. Let me add a little stitch marker to keep my progress. Maybe this week I will wash and block it and see how it goes. So this is another stitch marker by Itsy Klein that I'm using for a progress keeper. And yes, we shall see where I get with this one. I am keeping my yarn in my 50-gram yarn cake cozy, which is another pattern by me, just to keep it nice and neat. And for this project I am using L Cottons, which is 100% cotton yarn. It is not mercerized, it is just a normal 100% cotton. It has 156 meters on 50 grams, and this is a 4-ply, so I would guess it's more or less a fingering weight. Yes, it is a fingering weight, I remember, because it's classified as fingering weight on Ravelry. When I knit the Emiliana shawl, it called for a fingering weight yarn, and I remember telling my friend Leanie that it is classified as a fingering weight on Ravelry. So yes, that is my waving lace. Oh, and by the way, so my friend Leanie from Independence Crochet, she has the Pick Up Stitches podcast on YouTube. She's also knitting this exact pattern of hohies, also for the fall knit along. And in her last episode, I will link it down below, she showed her waving lace top, and I think she's making it with Karoo Moon yarn. It is really, really beautiful, and I think you can just hop on over and go check that out. It's really pretty. Alright, so that is the waving lace. Oh, let me put the big sister back into the bag. Alright. Okay, so that is my third active whip. Now I'm not lying, my second active whip. Then my third whip is a new project. I just talked about this briefly, that I am going to cast on a new sock project, and I did. So this is my first pair of Opal socks for me, and I'm loving this colorway. Just look how gorgeous this is. This sock I'm knitting on 2.25mm needles, 9 inches you can see, and I'm knitting it with my own pattern, DB Toe Up Socks, which is my own vanilla sock pattern. And I'm using this gorgeous opal yarn. This is the label. I got this as a gift from a friend, and this is 75% virgin wool and 25% polyamide, isn't it? Yes. And that is the colorway information. I have no idea when this was an active colorway at Opal, but I'm really loving this. And as you can see, I'm again housing my yarn in a 50-gram yarn cake cozy. So I actually split the 100-gram ball of yarn into 2 cakes, and I'm gonna try to make matching socks. Yes, I am just loving working with this yarn. It is so gorgeous for me. Love the colors, very nice. All right, so let me add a progress keeper to this one. Must now remember to do it upside down, like that. That's another little stitch marker by Etsy Klein. Right, so that is my second sock project for this month. I'm going to try and finish this pair of socks as well this month. We shall see how that goes. Alright, what else can I say about the socks? I think that is it for the socks. Then I have another sock project that I have started last Saturday actually, with this very old yarn that I had in my stash here. This is a 80% acrylic, 20% nylon double knit yarn. Yes, so I'm making bed socks, actually socks, but it's going to be bed socks. So it is this green color. I don't know what to call this. It's like a ice cream green, like a mint ice cream type of green. It looks a bit more saturated if I look in the on the screen, I guess, but yes, this is what I have so far, and I am a bit worried that this is a bit small. I'm not 100% sure, and that's why I started stalling on these socks. I don't know, haven't decided if I'm gonna rip back or if I'm gonna continue a little bit and then see how it fits. But anyway, so this is not for me, this is for my husband, and I'm using the same technique for my toe up socks pattern, but this is double knit yarn, so the stitch counts are completely different. And as I said, I'm not 100% sure that this is actually fitting, because I think I should have made it a little bit bigger. Because it is acrylic yarn, it doesn't have the stretch of wool, so I think maybe I should have made this like 4 stitches bigger or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm knitting this on 3.25mm needles. I'm already busy with the gusset increases, so it's quite a lot of knitting, even though it's double knit. But as I said, maybe I will just continue to the heel and see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then I'll just strip back. I don't know. I have not decided yet what I'm going to do about this pair of socks. And it's actually quite urgent, because the socks that he has desperately needs to be replaced. Alright, so that is my second and final sock project for this episode. I think it is my final whip for this episode. Okay, alright, so that is all of the projects that I've been working on, and at the moment I don't have any future plans for casting on something new in this month, but I do have plans for next month that I will share with you in the news section. So let's just quickly go over my goals for this month, and what I have accomplished so far in the crafting goals section. Alright, so for my crafting goals, I am attempting to do the last piece of lace, which I am up to date with at the moment. I did my 52 repeats so far for the past 2 weeks, and then I finished my Stripey Seaside socks that I wanted to, and I started my new pair of socks for myself. So that is another goal that I'm getting done. The baby jacket is done, which was a goal for last month, which moved over to this month, but that at least is done. And then the cushion cover that I want to add a zipper to is not done yet. It is lying on top of my sewing machine, so it is getting done very soon. I think in the next episode I will be able to give you a better update on what did get done and what not. So I'm not going to waste too much time in this section this week. So let's move over to news. Right, so for news, last week I shared a weekend vlog that I made, which was a lot of fun. I will share it down below if you maybe missed that and you are interested and want to go and have a look. And then this month's Crafty Stitches Craft Night will be this Friday, the 21st of October 2022. I will definitely add a post to Instagram, and you're more than welcome to come join us there. So my first ever make along that I'm hosting, the Socktober 2022 sock along, which I'm using the hashtag DBSocktober2022 for, is about halfway done because it is the 16th today and it is a month-long make along. We are having so much fun. We've got an Instagram group where everybody shares their socks and their progress and what patterns they use and what yarn they use, and it's a lot of fun. We are really thoroughly enjoying it. My friend Leanie from the Independence Crochet channel is also knitting the DB Stripey Seaside socks, but she is using Naughty Habits Socktober 2022 box that is, I think, 15 gram minis, and it is working up gorgeously. She shares it in her podcast as well, and she actually updates us on her sock progress in her Vlogtober series that she's doing on her channel. So you're more than welcome to go have a look at that. I find vlogs very interesting. I love watching vlogs. Anyway, so, and then Michelle from Happy Ever Yarn is also knitting the DB Stripey Seaside socks, and she shows it in her podcast, which I will also link down below for you, and then you can go and have a look at her color choices. She said that it's inspired by garden and it's really pretty as well. I love her color choices. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so you are more than welcome to have a look with the hashtag on Instagram to see all of the other people's socks that they're making. There are lots of beautiful socks getting made in this make along, and I just mentioned the other two because they have YouTube channels where they actually talk about the socks, and the others has some pictures on Instagram for you to check out. It's really pretty. I'm really enjoying this sock along, and I think it might definitely become a yearly make along that we're gonna do. I'm really enjoying it. All right, so yes, talking of Leanie, seems I'm talking a lot about Leanie in this episode. So the two of us have been talking about doing the ranunculus pattern together for quite a while, and in the meantime I actually did make a ranunculus, but the moment I cast it off or bound it off, I wanted to make another one, and I said, okay, no, let me just wait. And we have decided to actually do it next month. So if you are interested to join us for a very relaxed fun make along where we are all going to knit on the ranunculus pattern, you're more than welcome to join us. So the two of us will be hosting this make along next month, and you can have a look out on Instagram or on Leanie's podcast and mine for more information very soon. Alright, that is everything that I have for news. So I would like to do my podcast recommendations as I usually do in my episodes. And the first podcast recommendation is Amanda from Birch and Lily. So she is a yarn dyer. She knits beautiful items. She does some cross stitching as well. I will link her down below. I did see when I was making notes for this episode that she has a new episode out that I haven't watched yet. I'm a little behind on podcast watching. I don't know when this happened, but anyway. Alright, so that is my first podcast recommendation. And then my second podcast recommendation for this episode is Condor's Craft and Gone Now, I am sure that this channel was called something else last week, but I cannot remember. It was suggested to me by a viewer of the podcast, and anyway, doesn't matter. This is Stephanie. She has a few sheep and does a lot of things on their piece of land. She grows vegetables and knits, and I really enjoyed the episode that I watched of hers so far, and I thought you might enjoy it too. So that is my 2 podcast recommendations for this episode. So I would like to end the episode here with my comment question. And my comment question for this episode is, do you take special precautions when you bring new wool into your yarn stash? So this is something that I really didn't actually think about before. But I got this yarn order from Natural Yarns. Oh, I didn't even show it. It is this 2 Opal yarns, which is going to become socks soon. But anyway, it's not about the yarn, Mariette. Anyway, so I didn't actually think about this before, and I got this very nice pamphlet with my order from Natural Yarns, which actually has a section on safe stash storage. And that got me thinking about how we store our yarn, and what is safe storage of the yarn to protect your investment, because it is an investment. Anyway, as I said, I would love to know if you take any special precautions and what that looks like for you. Share your tips and tricks for safe stash storage with us. I would love to know how you store your stash and keep it safe. That is everything from me for this episode. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of my content. And I will see you in the next one. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye.